Hello friends. Before discussing about the simplex method, you should know about the fundamentals of simplex methods. Fundamentals of simplex method. The question is if if linear programming model can be solved through graphical method, then why we should go for simplex method? Because this is the questions always be asked by the examiner, and you should be very clear about that, why you are going for simplest method. The answer for the particular answer is in graphical method. In graphical method you only can deal with two decision variables, whereas in simplex you can deal with two or more than two variables. But again the question is, if you discuss about the variables, there are numbers of variables. One is basic variable, because these are the wordings or terms you will come across in the simplex methods. Basic variable, some will be non-basic variable, some will be slack variable, some will be surplus variable. To understand all those type of the variables, just I am highlighting one of the objective functions, and we should discuss everything by an example. Objective function z equal to 5x1 plus 7x2 minus 2 2x3, and constant function is 2x1 plus 5x2 plus 3x3 equal to less than equal to, you can say that less than equal to, where you can find that less than equal to here, less than equal to 80, one of the constant functions. Second constant function is 5x 5x1 plus 2x2 minus 2x3, it is greater than equal to 30. Third constant function is x2 plus 6x3 less than equal to okay, it is just changing. Third constant function is less than equal to 42, and the last constant function is 8x1 minus 3x2 plus x3 is greater than equal to minus 6. you will find a different type of the things or different type of the variables in the particular examples, or you can say that the basic assumption is that x1 x2 should be greater than equal to 0, because you all know that this is the prima facie for all type of the linear programming models, or that should be greater than equal to 0, non-negativity conditions. But numbers of times you will find in the literature or the book the x3, it has been written as unrestricted in sign, on restricted in sign. If these things will come in your exam, then your role is that you should identify the equation first, then you should identify that which type of the variables means what. The same, I just make it copy here, or I just write it in another form. Suppose the objective functions z equal to, it has been written that 5x1 plus 7x2, but here it has been written that 2x3, and x3 is unrestricted in sign. When unrestricted sign will come into picture, you assume that this is the difference of another two variables. Another type two variables I have written here, that is 2x3 equal to the difference of x4 x4 minus x5. You have to be arrange the things in this way. So your next objective function, how you can write that? You write the objective functions z equal to 5x1 5x1 plus 7x2 minus 2 minus 2x4 plus 2x5. This is the right kind of writing the objective functions. Similarly, you should know about how to write the constant. First constant has written just like that, 2x1 plus 5x2. I just make it copy here. First constant has been written just like that, 2x1 plus 5x2 plus 3x3. Then the same thing you have to write, 2x1 plus 5x2 plus 3. In the place of x3 you have to write x4 minus x5, 3x4 minus 3x5. Okay, and that should be less than equal to 80. That should be less than equal to 80. If this is the things, then next step is to make it balance, because in the simplest methods, first you prepare the questionnaire or you prepare the constant in the proper way, and the second you make it the balance one, because if you don't balance the things, you cannot do the simplest methods. How you can balance that? 2x1 plus 5x2 plus 3x4 minus 3x5 should be, the left hand side is the less, because right hand side is the greater than 1. So you write here x1 equal to 80. If it is the raw material, then x1 is called as the unused raw material. Just I make it a color one, because after that I will discuss what is the meaning of x1. Okay. Then say we go for the second constant. Second constant is just the different one, 5x1. What is the second constant? 5x1 plus 2x2 minus 2x3 greater than equal to 30. First you make it the proper one because x3 is the unrestricted sign. So you write 5x1 plus 2x2 minus 2 into x4 minus s5. Now how you can write that? 2x4 plus 2x5 2x5, it should be greater than equal to 30. It should be greater than equal to 30. You make the questions proper because unrestricted sign should be non-negative one. So you write the equations properly. But it should be balanced before going for further analysis. How you can make you balance? 5x1 plus 2x2 minus 2x4 plus 2x5 2x5, but left hand side is the larger one than the right hand side, so we make it minus x2 should be equal to 30. Then I will discuss what is meaning of x2. Okay, then you go for the third constant. Third constant is written like that. Then directly I can write, how we can write? X2 plus 6 x3 equal to x4 minus x5. That's why 6x4 minus 6x5, left hand side is less than equal to, just you say that left hand side equal to less than equal to, right hand side is the larger one, so you add x2 or x1 x2 you already written, then you write x3 should be equal to what? 42. Okay, it is another constant, and in that constant you will find x3 equal to another variable come into picture. Okay, just I'm highlighting all those things, that will be helpful for all of you. Okay, the next constant is some completely different one. Next constant has been written just like that: 8x1 minus 3x2 plus x3 greater than equal to minus 6. Dear friends, always remember that right hand side in constant should be written or should be positive one. Just like x1 and x2 greater than equal to 0, similarly right hand side never be the negative one. So make the equation first, right hand side should be positive. How you can write? Multiply minus in every constant, 8x1 plus 3x2 minus x3 less than equal to, here is the greater than, less than equal to minus 6. Once it is written just like that, the next step is you write properly because x3 equal to unrestricted sign, so minus 8x1 plus 3x2 minus x4 minus x5 multiply by minus 5 plus x5 less than equal to, here it will be plus because it will multiply, less than equal to 6. The next equation is, how you can make it balance for the simplest methods? Minus 8x1 plus 3x2 minus x4 plus x5. Right hand side is higher, so you have to add x4 equal to 6. Dear friends, you just check it out. X1, X2, X3 and X4 has come in the particular examination, particular examples. So X1, X3, X4 has been added in the left hand side to make it balance. So it is called as the slack variable. Similarly, X2 has been deducted. So it is called as surplus variable. One thing you have to mark, in every constraint you are adding either one slack variable, or just I am writing every constraint you are adding one slack variable or one surplus variable. This is called as basic variable. Then what are the non-basic one? Total variables minus basic variable, whatever left out, that is called as the non-basic variable. So who are the non-basic variables? X1, X2, whatever the variables you will find here, X1, X2, X3, these are called as the non-basic variable. What are the basic variable? X1, X2, S3, S4 are called as the basic variable. In this way, first you just look at what are the constant, its signs, all the assumption need to be considered first. Once the assumption need to be considered, equations should be written in the proper one. You just check it out whether any unrestricted signs are there or not. If any type of the unrestricted signs are there, then unrestricted signs are nothing but what? It is the difference of another two variables. So you make unrestricted signs proper, by which equation can be written down. Once the equations has been written, then you make it balanced. How you can make it balanced? You just check it out whether the things are surplus or things are not surplus. If the things are surplus or right hand side is the higher than the left hand side, then you add slack variable. If the right hand side is less than the left hand side, then you would deduct some variables, that is called as the surplus variable. In this way, what are the basic variables? Because in every constant equations you are adding either one slack variable or one surplus variable to make it balance. So slack variable and surplus variable are called as basic variable. So if anyone will ask about that, if there are 10 variables or 10 variables in equations, and out of 10 variables you have only 5 variables or 4 variables are the basic one, then you can say that non-basic variables is 6. If there are 4 constraint, then how many you can say that how many constants? If there are 4 constants, how many basic variables you have? Numbers of constants should be equal to the numbers of basic variable. So if there are 4 constants, then there should be 4 basic variables. In this way, you can take the decisions, handle the objective in the different type of the examinations. I make it proper because in the examination point of view or as a reader point of view, everything should be look very handy, and that's it is easier for you to understand the things in a clear way. Hopefully today's video is useful for all of you. Tomorrow I will prepare that how you can crack or calculate the simplest method problems. Thank you.